In this video, we will take a look at the spline wrap deformer. The spline wrap deformer wraps an object along a spline. So you need a spline for the spline wrap deformer to work. To demonstrate this, let's just model a low poly snake. So we create a cube, change the size to 20 centimeters on all axes. Okay. And then make it editable by clicking the make editable icon here. Now let's switch to the polygon modes. Okay, we take the live selection tool, we select this face, this one face, right click and select the extrude key, and then we extrude out a little bit. We change to the point mode, take the live selection tool again, select the top 2 points that we extruded, the top one, not all, just the top one, and bring it down along the y-axis like this. Okay, we go back to the polygon mode here. The face is already selected, so let's extrude it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 is okay for me. I'll take the scale tool and then scale the tip a little bit like this. Okay. Now with still being in the polygon mode, let's press Ctrl A to select all the polygons. Okay, right click and choose subdivide. It will subdivide the snake like this. It will add extra segments or extra polygons to it. Okay, now let's go back to the object mode. Now we have a low poly snake. Okay, select the move tool and move the model somewhere here. Now remember, with the spline wrap tool, you need a spline in order to wrap the object around. Okay, so we have to go to the top view because I want to create a spline that lies perfectly on the floor. So I middle mouse click and then I come to the top view and middle mouse click again to make that view active. I choose my spline pen and I start drawing a shape that I want to wrap my snake on. So this shape was okay for me. I like it this way. I go back to my object mode. Okay. And I change it back to the perspective view. Okay. Now I have to bring in the spline wrap deformer. So I hold on the bend deformer and I choose the spline wrap deformer. Okay, I make it a child of the cube. Of this cube, now it's a snake. So I make it a child of it. Let's name it to snake. Okay, I make it a child of it. And then with the spline wrap deformer selected, there's a place here, spline. There's a space here I can put a spline. So I'll click and drag the spline and put it there. And automatically you see that the snake, our snake is wrapped along the spline that we created. Okay, with a spline wrap you can actually change the offset right here. So if I change the offset, you see it's moving along the path. It will move until on 100 it will just start on the tip of the spline. Okay, so that is what the spline wrap is for. And then when you come down here, we have the size. You can actually curve it, manipulate the size, so it starts as on a very tiny tip. You see the size is changing to a very thin line. Yes, you can change the curves. Okay. Let's take it back down. Okay, now. And then we have what we call the rotation. The rotation tool is the same. If I increase it, you see that it's rotating along the spline. My object is being rotated along the spline. Yeah, like that. So those are the parameters you can play with based on what you want. But basically that is what the spline wrap does. It wraps the object along a spline. Thank you and see you in the next video.